So since praise gets fun. Do you have the agenda? Maybe I'll.
No, I don't think I do.
So you
Do you
cannot.
want me to take notes?
Yeah. I mean, we could. I think like we can start discussing a little bit like the data, and it'd be nice if you add the notes. But I feel like first like we should dive into the data. Like first half an hour, I think like we should check the
Okay.
data, and then in the second half we can. I send you the link.
Okay. Great.
Do you understand this one? Number of appearances. Oh, I see. I see.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think I get it. Like, how many people put zero on a price, and it was 252. Then one was 51. So saying that, like we can, like we can see, it's like people is mostly putting the price between 3 and 813 somehow. Like this part of the table, it's getting
Yeah.
like more. Oh,
And so many zeros, but that's because people didn't quantify, right? Not because they evaluated as zeros.
I think also duplicates and stuff. Let's zoom out. Oh no. What if I just reload? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think also like duplicates, non-quantified. Right? Like it's like the combination of all of those. So we're analyzing like kind of like now, like last week before going to Barcelona. So yeah, the most prizes was Christopher for creating one of the best community-centered reward system out there. Because if no one really knows how much you do behind the scenes, I only have a small window, and even that requires superhuman effort. Thank you for all the calls you take with me at your 5:30 a.m. Matty G for creating one of the best communities. Okay, that's the same. But we can see like
Different
that's
people.
the same praise, but they have like different amount of points.
Yeah. Sometimes it helps. It happens. Like when I see one praise, and then I see the same praise for another person later. I'm not really sure what was the initial value that I gave. That's why I might have this difference.
Yeah, I also think like like sometimes it's like okay, let's praise Pat and Seb for doing whatever, and then imagine like you did most of the work. Then the quantifiers knows that, and then they evaluate you, and it's the same praise. Like they evaluate every person individually.
I see.
I think that can also
Okay,
be.
makes sense.
Then Ivy, 4 hours of updating the sprint planning and retrospective agendas. Board the mirror. Yeah, she's so reliable. It's like 95, 55. X. Work at building out unified treasury chart that shows all the various funds held in the common pool, laser tag multisig, and working groups. This was a huge leap, and it's now integrated into the Dune dashboard, a valuable contribution to the transparency of the TC and understanding our true financial state. Then again, for the continued work on structuring the new RAD tool for analyzing and distributing rewards. Then for creating, yeah, that's the same one. And again, different numbers. Christopher for the development. Sorry.
It's not. I think it's not 100% the same, right? It's for different people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like the same praise, but different
Yes.
values.
Yes. This, Yeah, I saw it. Mhm.
And also Christopher for the development updates to the Praise dashboard, including keywords filters and the ability to replace active quantifiers. CY for the huge update on the cross-period analysis graph interrat tool, which allows us to cross-analyze quantified trends and categorizing the TC. And Mati for turning the Praise application into something that other communities are very interested in, Gnosis X Price.
Mhm.
So those are the most rewarded ones. It'd be nice to also see like the least rewarded ones, right? Like probably it's going to be meetings and stuff, but then we can
Yeah,
also kind of compare.
it could be nice. Then we see, because usually the most highlighted and the most rewarded are one time things. So you do it once and that's
Yeah,
it. Thanks a lot. But everyday things is not so high
yeah,
valued, right? I
uh,
usually give lower praises to sharing a tweet or
yeah,
doing a
yeah. That
post.
makes sense. I also give like 1 point to sharing retweets. Like
Yeah,
it's just click a button when
yeah,
you're when you're on Twitter anyway.
yeah.
But I feel like it's kind of we know like if Twitter is one like and then most are like 3.8, it's like it's I feel it's good enough like one for Twitter.
hmm I usually give 8 for going to a meeting and contributing. 5 if you're just there. But then, yeah, it feels like sometimes it feels like praise is just a checkpoint. Yes, I was
Yeah,
there. Here's it. Here's the proof.
yeah, totally. And then we can also see like here like the late board like it seems like the reward crew like Christopher, Mitch, Matici, and then Edu, Septi, Enti, Neps, Rex, Ivy, Bear, Nate, Mert, Anchi Berry Berry, Chui. Yeah, this is like harder to analyze. Like it'd be nice like to see like at least the top ones. Have like what they did to get the first one. Like
You
something
mean
like
their you mean their top rewards? Something like we the other table you'd say.
yeah, instead of having like this like top highest rated contributions, like have like you know top 10 highest contributors, and then you have like Christopher, and you see like all praises of Christopher. You see Mitch, and then all praises of Mitch. Then this way like you can, because if I look at this like Christopher first, Mitch second, it's like why is Mitch first and Christopher second, right? I feel like I don't have a strong opinion to say like Mitch should be first, or to say, yeah, Christopher is first and it's totally deserved. It's like, how do we make sure of that?
You'd like to verify this
I
data.
mean, yeah, I mean that's what we're trying to do with the analysis, right? Like what we want to
Mm,
prevent is like stuff like what if I don't know, like let's you know like Durgadas do some contributions and he only have like 12. And what we're trying to prevent is like everyone feels rewarded and it's fair. Because the idea with the analysis is like to prevent something like happen with the price Magedon. I don't know if you are up to date with the price conflict we had.
mhm.
So yeah, basically it's like make sure like at least during the time the price is getting like more and more accurate. So we are not let's say I don't know. I mean, the rewards work is cool, but let's say imagine like they were tweaking it so they get the most rewards, right? And then we should be able to analyze and say, oh look, all these rewards people is like the first one. Why is that? And then yeah, maybe they did do an incredible job with the rewards and they deserve it, but maybe they were tricking some stats or like some way like to get transparency and consensus around the community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That would be ideal. So
I like that.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we can add on observations like uh I mean I don't know if it's possible for maybe it's possible, but yeah, I mean we see like numbers in here, but more detail. But yeah, well that's one thing. I don't know. There's anything else that you'd like to say about this graph, like the leaderboard?
Just let me praise the Lord. Let me write this down because otherwise it might miss.
Okay.
So, but do you think that having like a dashboard of top 10 would help verifying? Or because sometimes I feel like I don't have a lot of visibility on what is the impact of the reward that I give. So, and somehow this is related to this graph. So,
Yeah.
when I quantify, if I do it like if I give a high value, then maybe that's why uh, grief is one of the highest, has one of the highest scores, or Mitch also.
Cliff is
But
pretty
then,
low.
yeah, but then I don't know if the issue is that they're not being praised enough, or if the values are not being the same. So that's somehow the lack of visibility that I have.
Yeah. I think like something that happens, like Livy, Grief, it's like they are doing it for so long. So it's like, yeah, they're doing what they've been doing for a year, and then it's people is not, praising it just because they're doing it. It's expected to get done by them, right? And it's like, uh, yeah, like like it's when I invite someone to dinner, it's like thank you, but then when you go to your
Mhm.
mom house, normally it's like, oh mom, give me the food, right? And then it's because your mom is doing it for the whole year, and then when someone that you don't know is giving you food, then you are more surprised.
Mhm.
I don't know if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
makes a lot of sense. So somehow we have people who contribute a lot for a long period of time, and that's eventually leading them to have a lower recognition.
I
No,
mean, it's
but
a variable that's there. For example, I could also, like we could also say like why Griff gets less reward. Maybe he's busy with Burning Man right now, and then he's not putting so much work into the TC, so he's not getting so much reward. That's it's like those are variables that we cannot analyze because we don't have the data, right?
mhm.
Like we can see like I don't know, like I just saw Livia around this queue. Like, maybe it's pretty low. She's a core contributor of the TC. But maybe he was doing vacation. Like, I know, like, she was doing vacation at some point.
Mhm.
Hey, Cobb, we're doing, like, some kind of analysis of the rewards. Feel free to, yeah, like, I'll DM you with the links of the agenda. And then you also will be having access to all those charts. Yeah, feel free to interrupt at any moment. So yeah, like what I was saying is like we don't know, like we need the data to. We could say like those could be consequences, but we should tell Libby, hey Libby, what this is your score. Like, do you feel that's good? That's unfair? Like we should like, yeah, like I mean I'm not Libby, but some kind of common sense with the community.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it should also like come from the contributor. Like I feel like we should be able to post the rewards, and then having like people should I don't know, like even just feedback, even if we don't change anything, like maybe it's like I feel under rewarded, and then I say I feel under rewarded because this, and this, and I was working on that, and no one praised me for this, and blah blah blah, and then we can when we yeah like we even if we don't change it for this current period, like we can get those things into account for next period and see how that's feedback like we should put into the process we have.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I like it. And I like the to address the feeling of feeling that you are
Yeah,
unrewarded, because that's also a way to have visibility on how the praise is affecting and how willing you are to give praises, right? So maybe have a comparison between the. I think we have a graph like this. So what, how many praises you received and how many praises you gave. So there's no obligation for you to do this both
yeah,
things, but maybe if you are praised, you are more um, eager or likely to praise other people. So if you feel unrewarded and not being praised, you maybe won't praise also. I
yeah,
would like to see if there's a.
yeah, yeah. That's so true. When you feel like oh, people is not praising me, I don't praise anyone, then yeah, then the praise system doesn't work. That's true. And then I mean, just looking at those numbers, like I feel like Gideon is putting a lot of work in like giving money to the TC, and he's like kind of low. It's like then there are people like
Mm,
Gideon. It's below Rex, Bear, NT, and those guys. I kind of working for Gideon. It's like where the manager gets. I mean, I don't know, but probably it's fair. I don't know. I'm not saying like this is incorrect, but
mm-hmm,
what I'm saying is like the manager is getting less than the people who he's managing. So I don't know. Probably it's fair. Like, but yeah. I also wanted to point it out.
mm-hmm. Okay. So this is all, I think, to justify that we need more visibility on what uh, people are getting, why some people are getting so high praises and why people are getting so low praises, right?
Yeah, and also I think it's it could be like Gideon is doing he's coordinating the work, then he's praising everyone who's doing work,
Mm-hmm.
but then he doesn't get praised, right? Because he's doing it like just the people, so the people in his team feels um, rewarded, and then he's not getting praised back. So that could also be a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but all of this is just assumptions because we cannot. It's not something like we know. Like, what is this green thing?
The
Oh,
green is the
yeah, people.
rewards, the
Yeah.
quantification.
Oh, those are a lot. Look, you get more rewards from what This is something I also think it's kind of messed up. Like, you get more rewards for just putting numbers in a dashboard but than the work you do, right? If you look at that,
Mm-hmm.
like it
Mm-hmm.
looks like it's more valuable, like the time you spent on the dashboard, which is probably an hour, than the rest of the things you did, which is probably one more.
Yeah, but also, um, in my case in particular, I'm not directly working with the TC all month. So I have some specific points of contact,
Mm-hmm.
like the introduction calls, the one we had, and I have, I think, a few points of connections, and maybe that's it. That's why I'm not praised. I don't feel like I am not praised enough, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in my case, because I don't, my work is mainly with the academy, and who gets the visibility of my work is mostly Angela. And although we have the TC as part of the culture and all that, um, we don't keep, it's not something we do to keep praising each other about, to recognize the work. I usually do it with Angie and Nate and whoever works with us, like you. And when we had the introduction call, so
Mm-hmm.
but internally I don't. So that's maybe why. Just giving up context in my case.
Yeah, that's Angela and that's you. Nice, that's you. Oh no. I really would like to know how to zoom out.
Mhm.
Zoom in. I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Good.
Oh, oh, nice. Yeah, but still, like
Mhm.
what do you
Yeah,
think? Did going back to
yeah.
you? What do you think it was like more effort, like getting the dashboard and that done,
Mm.
or like just you were been assisting the community calls, you were linking like the communities, TCT Academy, that's some effort. And even if
Mhm.
if someone is somehow taking credit for you, like why is that happening? Like that should not be the way. Like the thing with praise is like to reward unseen work. Like even if and it happens a lot, like sometimes I'm getting praised for work that Rex or Bear or Ent is doing, and then it's like no, and then I praise them, but then it's we need to like people should get rewarded for what they do, and that
Mhm.
should be like the ultimate goal of the praise system.
Mhm. Yeah, makes sense. Maybe now that you say it, maybe I do work more than I think of for the
Yeah.
TC.
I mean, you're doing a lot of things, like, and I truly think like you doing more with this blue part, than this
Mm.
green one. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like I know like you should be like here, 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 or where, but I'm pretty sure like the blue should be bigger than the green.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's see how to first to see how the rewards are being given, and
Mm-hmm.
then we start addressing this. I think first visibility, right? Are you doing the
Yeah.
transparency, is that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you
Yeah.
brought all the need for transparency. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm here also. Like, my intention is like,
Mm-hmm.
bring more accountability on what we're doing. And I think this is something
Mm-hmm.
like it's very important because this involves money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
that's a good
yeah,
point.
the community must know what we're doing here.
Awesome job.
Thank you. Uh, okay, we have something. Let's also see like look. Keep a look on that. We can also take a look on how much of different use case. Okay, so okay, those are the quantifiers. I would feel like those didn't like. I like to know if I go to the it's in the other browser. I'm logging to the praise
Hmm.
to see. Oh, what I'm trying to see is like like these like all these people like that give so little amount of praise. If because they didn't
Mm-hmm.
quantify or what's going on.
Praise given distribution. No, I think this is regarding. This is another way to look at the other table of how much value you would receive. Now this is in comparison to the total. I think
But
so.
I think that's the praise they give. Oh wait, that was not a quantifier. Yeah, that's weird.
You were not a quantifier.
No.
Are we looking at the right table?
Uh,
I was a quantifier this round, but not last round.
oh, I was quantified last round too. Maybe we are looking at the, but it was like
No, I wasn't a quantifier last round.
round 13, and this is round 14, 13.
No, and maybe this is not related to the quantifiers, but rather for what were the praises you gave. So you gave praises that were in the end enough.
Okay.
Like Nietzsche gave praises that are high, although he received a lot, as we saw in the last table. He
Mm-hmm.
also gave a lot of praise. So you remember when we talked about being feeling rewarded. So if you give
Mm-hmm.
praise, you also if you are praised, you also give praise. Maybe this is an indicative.
Yeah, I see.
So not
Yeah.
about quantification. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's also like more likely like when you praise, like people praise back or stuff like that. This is something that also happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also see like this, like for example, Edu give little amounts of praise, and he was like in the top three, I think, top four. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see.
I mean, it's like a tendency, but it's like not happening all the time, right? Like someone could be
Mm-hmm.
praising everyone, and those praise being not so meaningful, and then people like not praising him
Mm-hmm.
back just because like they didn't felt
Yeah.
recognized or something like. I pressed, Pat for joining the call, and then it's like, yeah, okay.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. If you give everyone you see a praise, that's not enough to give
Yeah,
to have a high score here.
but then it's if the other way, like if I say, "Oh, Pat," because we got a deep discussion and we discussed all those things and it was amazing and
Hmm.
we accomplished that, and then it's like, "Wow, yeah," and Safety did that, that, and that, blah blah.
Yeah, so maybe this is the score more than just sorting how many praises you give. It's more what is the quality of the praise you give, or what are the contributions you signalize. So because it is when you quantify, at least for me, when I quantify and I see that someone is very descriptive on the, like you said right now, the example, right? So Zafti gave me a whole class on transparency and all that, then I will be describing your contribution in a more qualitative way. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what the table is about in this case. How good are your descriptions when praising?
Do we had the? I lost the notes. Let me open. Yeah.
I'm putting
Okay.
some notes down. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to talk and type. I was going to just type what we just were talking now.
Yeah, I think I'm getting the strong topics. Um,
Great. Thank you, Pat.
mm. Do you feel like this should be changed in any way? This praise giving table?
No, I mean, I feel it's good. Like to see like okay, like I feel like this is self-explicatory. Like Mitch prays a lot, so the praise he gives like receive a lot of contributions to other people, and that's probably why also like you see like Christopher is not around in here, but he probably got a lot of what Mitch was teaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he won. I mean, other people will also be praising him. Like probably Tam was also praising Christopher and Gideon. Those three, even if it's only three people, but those were like the ones who were dishing more praise. And then, yeah, I feel like this table looks pretty cool as it is. Like, I think like we could run some analysis with that, and we could also integrate it with this. Like, okay, we can see Mitch. Where's Mitch? Here. Wow, Mitch teaches. Oh, wow. Bye, bye, B. Oh yeah, Tamaso did show a lot. Yeah, what I'm seeing as here is like who dishes more is giving more. Like number matter. Like if you dish praise like 10 times, uh, you know, because doing something very specific. But what I feel like here is like people who's dishing I don't know 100 praise just to be exaggerating the numbers is like giving more value.
Um, I think I lost the last part. What do you mean by that? I don't
What
follow.
I'm trying to say is like
Mhm.
when I look at this, for example, Mitch, and then I also look at this, like, I mean, I'm not sure if Mitch dished more than Tam, but they're pretty close as well. Like, the bigger the amount of praises that people give, the higher the tokens they dish to the community. Like, it has some sense, but at the same time, like, what if you know I this same I also use the same thing because it's so easy because it was so obvious. Same for building all the smart contracts, blah blah blah, and then I put it in one praise. Uh, my thing will be like so little like this one for shell, and it will give less. I'm not explaining it clear. What I'm trying to say is like the amount of praise, the number of praise you receive matters more than the quality praise you do. Somehow that's what I'm seeing.
Mm. So the how many praises?
Yeah, the amount. Like the amount is more important than
Mm.
the quality.
Mm. But you see, but when you say it's
Uh,
more important, you mean it's in this table it's more visualized than in the previous one because it's the opposite. In the or is that something you absolutely feel like it's true? I mean,
mm,
we have someone that gives a lot of praise and also has a lot of praise
mm,
in the last table has a lot of value. Not only a high number of not not only has a high amount of praises attached to the person, but also a high quality, a high value.
Yeah.
So
I wish I could zoom in. No, I can't. But if you see, no, I'm thinking like I'm kind of wrong because it's like Christopher. If you like, I mean, it's pretty hard to see, but it's only receiving praise from Tam, Innovator, uh, someone else. I don't know, Innovator is the orange. Then Mitch and Baba B. Four people praise Christopher. Different, it could be like multiple times, but only
mhm.
four people praise Christopher, and he got the like. I think this is quite healthy.
I see. This
Like,
is quite healthy, you say?
yeah, which like it's healthy in the way like it's like quantifiers are putting quality praise into account. Like
Mm.
Bye Bye B, quantifiers decided that the praise that Bye Bye B gives to Christopher is worth 105 tokens, which at the end he received 125. No, that's the score, not the tokens. Sorry.
Mhm.
Then Grief is only getting praise from from Tam and the rest. Like it's like Grief is doing a lot, but only Tam praises him once. Then no one is praising Grief, even if he's doing a lot.
Yeah, the same with Mitch, right?
I mean, Mitch got praise from good group of
I mean,
people. Like he's even top two.
yeah, but do you see the difference between Mitch's
Oh, the amount he
giving
teach.
praise?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's true. Gideon.
Yeah, I think we have some key people who key persons who teach praises uh, every month, maybe like
Yeah,
Vivevi, Mitch, Tam,
and Gideon.
Gideon. Mm-hmm.
Oh, someone else. Oh, you can do this a lot of phrase.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I should teach more.
Mhm. Yeah, every time that I come to these meetings, I think I should teach more praises.
Like quantifier data. Now let's take close praise outliers. Yeah, that's the max score people's giving. I don't understand this. Oh, the spread. I don't understand this spread.
Let me see if I can. Um, this one, oh, okay. So this table is the difference
Oh, between
between praises. So, sorry, between the values of
yeah,
the quantification values.
it's like yeah for the insightful poll she posted on the stewards. It's like some people were thinking like one, and then some 124. It's like wow, so much spread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then people like the actually that's good. Like the highest praise, like the rat dashboard, got kind of consensus. This is great, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is good. It was good. It was nice to see when Nate was praised for being a father, and we had all sorts of values, but mostly were all positive, were like very high.
Yeah. Oh, look at this one. Yeah, totally. Th-
Yeah.
this one got a really high amount, but the spread is also so high. Like for the amazing work creating manufacturers. Oh, that's Rex.
I cannot see. Can you see what is it about?
I remember like we just read here on top. Is this one from
Ah, it
Rex?
was the first one.
Which got like a really high amount, but for some people it was so good, and for some people it was meh.
Hmm.
Like the spread is so high. Yeah, I feel like yeah, in order to get conclusions, like we should get into the data more deeply.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, now like we're kind of taking some time. But what we should, what I would feel like we succeed with this call if we have like some uh, actions, call to actions to improve the dashboard,
Mm-hmm.
which we kinda, we're talking them. So yeah, so yeah, getting back to this. Um,
Okay.
so
So you want to have some. Do you want to ignore the initial part of the intentions and distractions, observations, and jump into the what are next steps?
no. We should
No?
also get no. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think we kinda did that observations, right? Ways to
Mm-hmm.
improve.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's yeah, we kinda did it, but
Yeah, we have some. I think I can signalize the what to
yeah,
improve, call to actions in pink, something like this.
yeah,
And so this is in pink. We have many notes and we have some discussions.
mm,
This is not. We, yeah, call to actions. I think we have a few on the initial graphs, not in
mm-hmm.
the last ones. It would be more like a general note to dive deeper into the data.
We also were talking at some point about like encouraging people to, they said about Durgadas like having like
Mm-hmm.
people should feel comfortable saying these words are not cool. I think like we should somehow share it. I mean, it's on the post, but people is not seeing it. Like I would love like everyone sees what is their score, and I know it's on the forum. It's transparent. Anyone who wants to see it, they can see it. Uh, but it'd be nice if we could ensure. I mean, if not ensure because that's so hard. You cannot put a document into the eyes of someone, but have some practices to make it like everyone is more aware.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like it's kind of not happening because the skin in the game from the reward system is kind of low. Like people is getting his money for doing his job anyway, and rewards is like just an extra income, and then it's like not so much effort to getting into the details because it's like it's just a small piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So people
this-
focus a lot. in it, but at the same time, it is part of the culture, not only about the money. So it's
Yeah,
important.
yeah, of course. Like, but it's important. But what I'm trying to say is like people might not be, deep
Mm-hmm.
involved. Like people didn't care about the praise, and when they see like people were getting a lot of money with the impact towers, they were like, "What? Whoa!" Money drives people.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we
Mm-hmm.
we like it or not, it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
before, there was no money. Like people was like, "Oh, these people's getting praise. That's great. They feel good." Blah blah blah. But then when we had these param parties, and then we were seeing how much money everyone was making. It's like, what? This is wrong. I did more. I deserve.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you want to open a channel for uh, maybe changing the policies or at least hearing out people who might not be feeling rewarded enough because this.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to say is like people. It's not like they don't feel rewarded enough because they don't even know they're getting rewards, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Even if it's and again it's transparent, we are showing everything, nothing's hide from anyone. These calls are open, and then everything goes into the forum. But yeah, like we are not reaching their feedback somehow. I don't know. What do you think?
I feel like people have, I think, two things. First is a habit. It's a habit
Mm-hmm.
to ditch praises. That's why we have the same people praising on a constant base. So it is something to be constant about. Or if it's not a habit for you, then it's just for you to signalize. Some things that happen that are that touch you in a different way. For example, if Nate is a father, or if you meet someone in real life, or if you go to the, for example, in Spanish introduction, in the introduction to tea in Spanish, we had a lot of people who were moved by the energy. So that, I think that's why in those moments we got a lot of praises, because people perceived, and so they, even though it's not a habit, they remembered praise and went to the dashboard. So I think we might want to see why you would reward. So if this is just a culture thing, or if this is like we want to checkpoint, and that's the habit, for example. So now we have this call, great, praise Zepti for staying in the call, and praise Kobe for staying in the call until the end of the call, and all that as a checkpoint. And that's a habit, that's something we have from as a bonus. But if we perceive, if it's not a habit, but if we perceive a different contribution, then we praise, and that's how we recognize. So I don't know what is, actually I don't know what is the goal here with praise. If we want to have this on a constant daily basis for everyone to take part and enjoy, or if this is just something for sporadical eventual moments when you feel like, yes, that person should be rewarded because they did a great and awesome job, and I felt amazing when I talked to the person and all that. So I think that's the thing um, when we talk about focusing. So what we want with that, really, where do we see praise?
Yeah,
That's my
yeah,
vision.
yeah. I totally agree. And but the thing is, like, we also do not have. I feel we don't have consensus on that. Like some, Christopher, which is leading the rewards system, he says like praise is
Mhm.
just an extra income, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fostering our culture. So it's like it shouldn't be an you know a rewards for like covering people's salaries, and that's fair. But then we also,
Mm-hmm.
like, when we're talking on the stewards, like, we are like, sometimes, like, Mitch is like, we should use the rewards to get that compensated, and then it's like people, oh no, because the rewards are giving some little amount of money which is not worth the effort, right? And then it's like
Mm.
some contradictions on what we are saying. So I feel like we as a community should get consensus on what's our goal. I even started a forum post, but it's not getting so much engagement. But
Mm.
yeah, I
Could
feel
you,
like,
could you send me the post? I don't
oh
usually
yeah.
see a lot of.
I mean, it was mostly like me and Mitch talking, and then I tag a bunch of people, and Mitch was engaging. This is
Mm-hmm.
okay. This is one post that Mitch did. This is like the second one. Let me send you. This is June. This is like a solution Mitch was proposing. And then I'm pretty sure I put it in a batch process. Mm, maybe on community. Yeah, this one. This, I mean, yeah, there's engagement in the post, but
Mm-hmm.
not enough to get a decision, right? Like, I feel like the core people getting the rewards, and we are debating there, but there is like no call to actions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then Mitch make this proposal, then we also keep talking, and then it's like, yeah. I mean, read them. I think those are interesting posts.
I'll take a look. The
Mm-hmm.
forum, maybe drop a comment. I'm a little bit shy on that, but I can try.
Yeah, I mean, don't feel like you have to, but if you enjoy
Mm-hmm.
reading it, and and you see something like you want to contribute, that'd be awesome. That's so much
Mm-hmm.
appreciated.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's it. Like, if there's anything else you think like we should discuss. Hey Rex, by the way, we were just chatting about rewards. Oh, you made it a bit late. Uh, there's something you wanna say, Rex?
No, I just saw you were here and joined.
Oh,
Um,
great.
yeah.
All right. Um, okay. I don't think I have anything else I would like to say this moment. Just are the calls happening now at this time, right? Every week?
It
And
seems so.
okay. And I still have an open question on how to make this visualization, these contributions, how to bring them to our to T Knowledge Commons. Like, it can be a program for people to contribute. You said you want to dive a little bit deeper in data, so it would be nice to have everything structured on how to do it. And for that, we need like project owners to make a proposal for the T Knowledge Commons, and then T Academy can take it and announce and put it in our new platform and share with everyone. But for that, I think we need to understand a little bit more if there is someone who is going to take care. If yes, then I need to follow up with that person, be it you, be it Mitch. I'm not sure, but I really think this is a place, this is a way for us to help each other, right? So us finding people to contribute in this data analysis in a very quality, with high quality work. And yeah, I just, that's the only open question that I have. It's still I'm still waiting. If you or Mitch want to get in touch, feel free to reach out.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome, and the thing I also see is like me and Mitch right now. I mean, I at least I talk by me, but I think like Mitch would feel like the same way. We're kind of overloaded with work, and Rex
Mhm.
is actually a data scientist. I think like he could. I mean, we should first like get the scope and what we want to do, how we want to do it, make a proposal. But I feel like that's something like Rex could also enjoy doing. He's kind of new in the community, but
Yeah, like I was this what was being talked about in East Barcelona a couple of days ago, or I,
yeah,
I I'd be pretty interested in joining that project. Um, whether yeah, in any capacity really, because I do data science stuff, well, data analytics, data science, and Web 2 full time, and now for transparency and Sampo maybe so far. So it'd be fun to understand the rewards one, right? Because it's a bit more involved. And yeah, in order to get anything like to the highest quality and of a like a good it within like, a timely one, we probably would need more than one person. It couldn't just be me.
Mhm.
yeah, totally agree. Like this is kind of big project.
Awesome.
I Yeah, I like to be looked like just for transparency matters, but analysis it's like taking. I mean, I don't know. I really enjoy it. If it's these hours split it, but I wouldn't be like working on it like even 8 hours a week. Like I don't have the bandwidth to do that.
Mhm. Ideally, as project owner, you don't need that 8 hours per week. You would just kick off a project. Then you set some tasks for the community. You make these tasks very descriptive. For example, join the call, and then at the call, you have to go over this and contribute and be an active speaker, be an active contributor. And then you set some tasks, and with a bunch of tasks, you get if you complete and you are evaluated by the project owner, which in this case could be Rex. For example, Rex says, yes, that person indeed contributed and everything transparent because we have this and that proof. Then the person is awarded an NFT, and Rex is also awarded an NFT for being project owner. So I don't know if that was the talk that you saw, Rex, in East Barcelona. I know that Angela was there, and I don't know if she mentioned it to you, but maybe you saw the rewards, the DAO reward systems, a brief workshop that she gave, which is not directly related, but it could be also helpful when thinking of insights. But yeah, I think we're on top of the hour. And I don't know if you have the time to talk about it, but if you want, I'm super open for this discussion.
Yeah, I think like yeah. Let's discuss it on tomorrow's awards call. And yeah, I mean I have to leave. Thank you so
Mhm.
much, Pat and Rex. Sarah.
Thank you, everyone, and see you
Yeah,
around.
see you around.
Oops, how do I leave?